Hey guys, Chris here. Hey, I'm just going to show you guys what it takes to do a custom exhaust. I don't have a custom exhaust to do right now. I've already finished it up, but I'm going to show you how to bend some pipe, and I'm going to show you how I expand the pipe to make them fit together. So I've got two pieces. These are 2-inch. These are 2-inch pieces of pipe. They don't fit together. You're not going to make one fit inside the other. So the way we make this work is we'll expand one side or the other. We'll make it a little bit larger, and it creates a slip joint. And we could slip one pipe into another one. And then I weld it up. Some of these shops, a lot of shops, they don't even weld anymore. They'll use clamps, and they'll clamp your exhaust together, which that's fine too if it holds. And most of the time it does hold. These welds, I weld it up. That's just the way I prefer to do it. But let me give you just a crash course and using my Huth bender. So before I bend a piece of metal, WD-40, lubricate. Like I said, you don't have to lubricate it. I respect my equipment. I want it to last as long as possibly. Anything I can do to make this machine operate at 100%. If you're trying to bend, if you're bending a piece of metal, that means you are stretching a piece of metal. One side of it you are stretching. And if it's lubricated, it's going to stretch a lot easier. That means what I have found out, if I don't lubricate it, whenever I start to bend, it'll start galling up in the metal. It'll deform the metal more. So I always just wipe it down with a little WD-40, kind of lather it up. But also I don't make a mess on my floor either. So we're gonna take this. Like I said, this is just a scrap piece of pipe. I'm just gonna show you a bend. I'm going to put a 45-degree angle on it. I've got a measuring device right down here. It tells me what my degree is. So I put a 45-degree bend in this piece of 2-inch pipe, 14 gauge steel. Take my pipe, and you don't want to go all the way. You just want to kind of bump it, because I like to get a good tight fit. So this is a really good tight fit. If you can see this, I don't know if it's in focus or not, but I would weld around this right here. Makes for less welding, less gas, less wire on my welder, less time on my welder. But if I make it too big, if you go just a little bit too far, it makes a huge gap. And that's going to require more time me welding, more gas, more wire. So I try to get a good fairly tight fit, loose enough to where I can move it freely, but I don't want no major cracks in there, because that means more time me standing under your vehicle with the welder in hand, getting burned up. So let me put a little bit more bend on this. Okay, so we went from a 45-degree angle. Now we're at a 90-degree angle. So that's pretty good. Like I said, really awesome bender. It does fantastic. It could actually do more than what I'm capable of. It's a really capable machine of doing a lot. It makes some fairly tight bends. There is a little bit of distortion, you can see right here, but guys, that's where this metal, it's stretching on one end and shrinking on one end. Anytime you take metal and you bend it, what you're doing is you're stretching one side, you're shrinking the one side. But it does a really fantastic job at doing that. So, and that's why I oil it up before I get started. I could do a complete vehicle. I oiled it up and wiped it down, got it just a little oily. That way the shoes, that way they will slide good on this metal on the pipe. So it won't mess up this pipe. It won't gall it. You can see a few lines in here, but that you can see it, but you can't really feel it. So that's not bad. So you want to oil up your machine, squirt some oil on your shoes and oil them up and your die, and you're good to go. That's what it takes to do exhaust. Good pipe, good machine, and like always, guys, thanks for watching.